per man days. For development, we get paid per man month of the support, and then license and AMC. When it comes to SaaS-based model, few banks pay us on per transaction, few banks pay us on revenue sharing model, and then there is also a subscription-based model very clearly. So our platform utilized by the merchants, there every month there is a fixed revenue per merchant that banks pay us, cost, not revenue, cost per merchant that banks pay us. So SaaS-based model also differs from the account to account.
Okay. So, and another question is, because MDR is charged on credit UPI transactions, so can we expect higher realizations on that from banks?
So for now, credit card and credit line is being looked up by bank very strongly to add to the revenue sources. If that happens, for sure, we will also get some share out of it wherever we have SaaS-based model. Assumption that, this goes really well in the market. So if these products grow, for sure that creates an opportunity for companies like us.
Okay. So presently, credit card UPI transactions are being supported, right? So,
Yeah.
How much percent of your revenue is coming from credit transactions? Sorry, it's a follow-up question.
Yeah, I will answer that, Vaishnavi. Yeah. So, right now, revenue is way too less. I mean, I don't have the split for that right now. We don't even calculate that revenue because the numbers are very, very less. So for now, let us not count that as a split. That the volume is very less. We don't have the split.
Thank you, sir. The next question is from the line of Keshav from Niveshaay. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity and congrats for the good set of numbers.
Thanks,
So
Keshav.
I just wanted an update, like last time you mentioned about embedded finance. So is there any update on that project?
Yeah, so embedded payments is something that we have invested for last 1 year right now. And this is more like an IoT technology where any device which is connected over the internet should also have the ability to pay itself for the payment generated towards the use of that particular device. Now that's where we have worked, but I cannot share further information on it because we are yet to receive lot of go ahead around this particular product. So that's we being a technology partner, we have done our part. We are just waiting for the go ahead in multiple directions.
Got it, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
The next question is from the line of Rajesh Jain from RK Capital. Please go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. Good evening and congrats on superlative performance.
Thanks, Rajesh.
And on migrating to main boards. So,
Yeah.
Sir, in your recent exchange filing on 19 September, you mentioned about some policy upgrades for Evoke 2.0 and some short-term impact too. So, could you just elaborate on that, like what policy changes you have done and in what way and to what extent do you anticipate short-term impact?
So we are live for last 3 years now. And when we were scaling our Evoke 1.0 to Evoke 3.0, we scaled the entire technology, operations, compliances, policies, and program structure that we have in our platform. However, from the bank side also, a similar upgrades were expected. These upgrades are specific to the technology audit, the operational audit, the risk propositions, and the compliances built in the banking ecosystem. Basis that these policies are to be applied. And for that, I believe that the overall impact would be on the business which is around the payment platform. And that is specific to a bank. It is not specific to us, or it is not very specific to, multiple banks that we are having. So those are the changes we have applied. It will definitely have an impact of about, let's say, 3 to 4 months for one specific bank. And then that's why when we bring multi-bank partner model, this is where the overall, changes of the migration happens. where one particular bank is in the closed user group testing, the other bank is in pre-production stage. So what will happen is in going forward, the first one will go through the entire policy upgrade, entire, compliances and the operational upgrades. On the other hand, the other two banks will also go live. Plus, the new product will also get launched. So that's how the overall, system works.
Okay.
So because it had an impact on our payment platform, we found it imperative to share that information with our shareholders.
Yes, so that's great. I mean, this transparency is always welcome. That's great to know. So you were given 75 to 100% guidance for FY25. So was it for revenue or for PAT? And if it was for revenue, then how much could be the PAT growth? And given that you have done so stupendously in H1, could H2 be slightly lower than H1? Very slightly, because not only because of the large base of H1, but also because of the short-term impact. Could it be lower than? Could H2 be lower than H1?
So I think there are 4 or 5 questions in one row. I hope I'll catch each of them. So first one, the guidance was for the revenue, but at the same time, everyone who are connected to those who have invested for quite long, they know that we have a very non-linear model of growth. So that's why when we grow not when we give the guidance around revenue, we ensure that our guidance around PAT or EBITDA, that follows the growth pattern of the revenue. So that's why when you hear my call, you will come to know that I'm not always talking about revenue. I'm also talking about the growth in EBITDA and growth in PAT. So that is in accordance with the revenue guidance which we are giving to the for the entire year. Secondly, the growth that we expected, it's a good moment for us that, we did not anticipate this big jump in the H1 itself. So when we gave our guidance for the entire year was based on certain funnel and certain growth projections that we had within the organization. Our team has really worked well to ensure that, we have been able to do even better than what we have guided. Going forward, even if we want to revamp our growth guidance, we have to relook at all the possibilities around the changes happening in the landscape, right from the policy changes which we shared in September, how it is going to impact one particular account which has a revenue impact on the platform, plus 2 more banks which is getting added, how it absorbs those impact. Third, the new products which are getting launched, how it is going to contribute to those particular to the revenue sources that we are bringing in. Fourth, when we upgrade the platform, what are the new revenue channels that we are able to open up? So all that is at such a quick stage right now that it is very difficult for us to give the exact number for only 6 months. That's why we want to still hold it and understand the impact and then go ahead with the new guidance. So please allow us to come back on that.
Okay. So you're saying that as of now, H2 is difficult. No, I'm just summarizing. I'm not asking any question. I'm just summarizing.
Carry on.
So you're saying that at this point it is not possible to estimate whether H2 will be lower or equal or higher than H1. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, at this point of time, we still anticipate the growth. We are not saying that there will be reduction. We are still saying growth, but at the same time, what level of impact within 2 quarters, that is very difficult to share right now.
Okay, fine. Sir, fine. I'll fall back in the queue. I have a few more questions, but I'll come back in the queue. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. The next question is from the line of Srinivas K from TIA. Please go ahead.
Hi, Deepak. Congratulations for the excellent set of numbers.
Hi, Srinivas. Tell me.
So my question is about just follow up to the previous one. When you say multi-bank intelligence routing, what else is part of Evoke 3.0? Are you implementing shadow ledger capabilities to connect with the core banking every time? And also, is it risk intelligence platform that you are talking about? Is it also part of the 3.0?
I think you got it. You answered. So yes, one of the big challenges in the industry was that with the increasing traffic, it is very difficult to go to core banking for every single transaction. So what we did was we included mirroring and shadow ledger both in Evoke 3.0. Now every new bank that we go to, we go with the capability of shadow ledger and mirroring as part of Evoke 3.0. So what happens is, for everyone to understand, this is very technical. Instead of, let's say, in 10 hours, peak hour, there is, for a particular merchant, there is about 1 lakh transaction hits. Instead of 1 lakh transaction going to core banking, there every 2 hours there will be a batch which will hit one transaction, and there is a shadow ledger created which ensures that all the transactions are reconciled later on. So there are only 10 hits versus 1 lakh hits. That's the efficiency created in the system and load reduced from bank. So that's Evoke 3.0. That's the capability built in it. And when I say we are in closed user group testing, it is taking time, is majorly because this kind of humongous upgrade that we have brought into this system. Second is, when I say risk intelligence decisioning platform, we decided that for 6 months there will be no cost to it, and we will include this as part of our platform. Quite interestingly, when we went ahead, we started presenting it to banks. We started getting requests to implement this for their existing systems. So we believe that this particular piece will also start getting monetized in this financial year. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for answering that. And my second question is about the FRM that you talked about it earlier. Your competitor has already done this FRM for NPCI central backbone infrastructure. So I just wanted to know, what are you doing in FRM? Is it in edge level or is it in central backbone?
So we are doing an inbuilt FRM in our system. So FRM is a third party system, of course. It cannot be part of your system. So there will be always a third party playing like an auditor role of FRM, which you have to take it from outside. But here what we did was, that will always happen at the bank level, but we built certain FRM rules in our system to ensure that the risk in the system is reduced even before anyone applying FRM on our platform. So we are only strengthening the capability of the system from the risk perspective.
Understood. Thanks a lot. I'll come back again. Thank you.
Thanks, Srinivas. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. The next question is from the line of Nikhil Poptani from Kizuana Capital. Please go ahead, sir.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, Nikhil, tell me.
Yes, sir. Firstly, congratulations on great set of numbers. Most of my questions have been answered. So, sir, I would just like to, if you could just summarize the revenue model of the company for us. I got the clarity, but if you could just summarize, what is our differentiation, what is our competitive advantage, and how we are better than the competition, and who are our competition?
I believe that's a whole presentation what you've asked. I will try to shorten it down to 2 minutes. One, when it comes to revenue model, like I said, so in fact this annual report, there was one section we have covered exactly on this place. Please pick that annual report. There's a license model where I have already explained this, where the transaction volume is humongous, or the merchant or the business volume is humongous. That is not possible to bring on a SaaS-based model, so they go on a license-based model. So that's like banks like Canara or Bank of Maharashtra. They are on license-based model. Okay. The other model is wherein, if at all, so there is a business case wherein we are providing offline payment platform to a bank, wherein the QR is generated, the logistics is taken care, then post-delivery support, operational support is given, then soundbox are delivered, then the technical support for soundbox is made available, the mobile app is given, on cloud infra is given, application is provided. For this entire solution, we get paid every month for every merchant that we deliver this solution as a package. So this again becomes a SaaS-based model, but subscription. The third one is where we get paid for every transaction processed in the platform. So these are various types of models that we work on. So to simplify it, we have license-based model and SaaS-based model. Within SaaS-based, we have transaction-based model, and then we have subscription-based model.
Yes, sir. Thank you for sharing the insights. And then secondly, what is the like competitive landscape?
Competitive landscape. Okay.
Please.
So we have two different models. One is technology partner, wherein there are about 10 major players in the industry, maybe 7, 8 or 10, who provide UPI solution to and process more than 98% of the total volume. So all these players includes NPST, MindGate, Olive, Sarvatra, Infrasoft. These are the guys. When it comes to payment platform, honestly, I don't see much there. So I would not like to name any competitor here because everyone has a very different model. Like JustPay will be on a very different model, or NPST has a different model. So it differs.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, sir. That's it from my side, and congratulations on great set of numbers, and all the best
Thanks.
for the future for the digital banking.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. The next question is from the line of Ashish Soni from Family Office. Please go ahead.
Yes, one quick question regarding interoperability. You mentioned about internet banking and mobile banking. You said it can be as big as UPI. Can you throw more light on it for easier understanding?
Okay. If I said that, that's from the technology perspective. Volume-wise, that is not what I meant. But for a technology company like us, we now get an opportunity to build an interoperability in internet banking. So if that is the case, and if it turns out well, then for us, the opportunity is around all the 1,000, 2,000 banks in the ecosystem where internet banking exists. So the layers can be like top 50 banks where we can target, and then the next 100 banks, and then the next 1,000 odd banks. So this way we can target. So what happened was somewhere in 2016 when UPI was launched, we were a very, very small company. We did not have competing ability. We did not have enough funds to take risk. But today, thanks to our focused approach on UPI, not running anywhere beyond UPI, we have been able to scale well. And such an opportunity for us is a great, is at a very opportunistic time, because now we are in a position to go and attack this particular market. So that's about internet banking interoperability.
And regarding international operations, this competition-wise, I think your competitive intensity will be different. So have you done mapping in terms of what product can sell as this sort of thing, or do we need to tweak something of that sort? If you can throw some light on that regard, at least for
So every time I talk to, investors when it comes to international market, this is what I always mean, that you cannot go plain vanilla, pick the thing as is and go to international market, even though there's a great India story. So you rightly pointed out the mapping, product type, product sizing, the industry sizing, all of that has to be done. That's why I always request everyone to wait for, a couple of years. So maybe a year more for you to understand that this entire exercise takes time, where we need a local partner, where we need these people to, actually take our product and tell us where it can be reshaped. So we are in that stage already, wherein we have tested in Africa, Middle East, and somewhere, we are also trying to check the Southeast Asian markets. So we are in that stage right now, wherein product resizing, or I would say reshaping, is something that we are learning. And maybe 2 quarters we should be in good position to identify the exact market target that we have.
Thanks and all the best.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the last question for today. As I now hand over the conference over to Ms. Vaishnavi Ambokar from Kirin Advisors for the closing comments.
Thank you everyone for joining the conference call of NPST Ltd. If you have any queries, you can write us at info@kirinadvisor.com. And once more, thank you to the management team and participant for joining the conference call. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf
Thanks,
of
Meena. Thanks, everyone.
on behalf of Kirin Advisors, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines. Thank you.
Thanks.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.